Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Obsession, the latest film from writer-director Curry Baker, who is most famous for having done the milk and cereal horror film that was uploaded directly to YouTube. And, this movie is a pretty good follow-up to that. This movie really shows that Curry is the filmmaker to watch.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Like, he's really good.
He's really good at making movies about people being a little nuts.
Yes.
Though in this movie, there's a very particular reason why a character is completely nuts. This movie is about a character named Bear, who is a 20-something kind of lost in life, but he has one utter obsession of his own, and that obsession is he loves this girl named Nikki, and he really wants this girl Nikki to love him. But after botching an attempt to ask Nikki out, he uses this thing called a one-wish willow that he buys at this like novelty shop, snaps it, and then makes a wish that Nikki will love him more than anyone else in the world, which turns Nikki into a love-crazed maniac, essentially. And the movie is him coming to the realization that she is off her fucking rocker and having to survive the scenario. Or not.
Yeah.
One of the options given to him very early on is that, well, I mean, you can take back the wish by just killing yourself. That will solve the problem.
That'll solve the problem.
So that's always hanging over him throughout the entirety of the movie. You could just kill yourself and, hey, you would save Nikki. You would give her agency back. So do you truly love Nikki enough for this?
Yeah.
So the movie actually poses a lot of very interesting questions. At its core, it's a monkey's paw tale, right? Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
You just might get it. He wishes for the ultimate love. He gets the ultimate love, but it is also extremely fucked up and dangerous, especially to the people around him.
Especially to his cat.
To be fair, he's a danger to his own cat.
That's true. By the way, if you have a problem with cats dying in this movie, there is escalating cat badness that happens.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it, but there's definitely cat death in this movie.
Yes.
That's that warning to all you cat lovers out there.
In this movie.
That is probably going to be tough, but what makes it even tougher is what happens after the cat dies, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked up. But, yeah, I really fucking dug this movie. Like, first off, despite everyone in this movie kind of being a bit of a piece of shit, I still found myself compelled by them. Like, I was still interested in watching them go through what they're going through. Even his, like, jackass best friend, who's weird because he's a jackass, but he's like the pure definition of he's out of line, but he's right.
But he's right, yeah.
And there are many times where he would say something and I'd be like, well, the way you're saying that makes you a dick, but you're not wrong in what you're saying.
Yes.
That being said, he gives some really terrible advice at the beginning of the movie that kind of sets the entire tone for how I felt about him going forward.
There's a lot here about unrequited love and how much of it is just shit or get off the pot.
Yes, there's also, like, what is love really?
Yeah.
Is kind of a question at the center of this. Now, at the end of the day, this movie is just a fucked up horror movie. It's not going to be very deep about that question.
It doesn't get deep into what is love. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
But it is a question at the center of the film, because one thing that becomes clear, at least it became clear the longer I watched the movie, Bear doesn't actually love Nikki. He loves the idea of Nikki. Yeah,
it's the classic, he loves the idea of her.
Yes. And that's why he's so willing early on in the movie to go along with this obviously wrong Nikki that's not behaving like the Nikki he knows.
Right.
And is showing all these warning signs of if it is the real Nikki, she's losing her mind.
Something is definitely wrong.
Something's wrong. And he's still willing to go with it. He's still willing to be in denial about what's going on as long as he gets to have his idea of her there. And the point in which he really starts to turn against the whole scenario is when A, it starts actively ruining his life.
Yeah.
And
which doesn't take long.
And B, it becomes clear that this isn't even the idea of Nikki that he loved.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where, like, he's a sympathetic character in the beginning, but by the end of the story, he's much less sympathetic.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention to his behaviors. He's ultimately one of the antagonists of the story. And Nikki is the ultimate victim. But there's also another antagonist in the story, and that's this one wish willow curse.
Yeah.
That's hanging over the whole movie. Which, in Bear's defense, how was he supposed to know that thing was going to work?
Yeah. That's the one thing he does that you like, oh, I wish I had what I wanted.
How is he supposed to know?
It's not proven to him that it's going to work.
Him making that dumb wish, like, that's the equivalent of anyone who was, like, fucking, like, had unrequited love for somebody and then, like, threw a penny into a pond and, like,
exactly.
He had no idea. It's like the kid in Big. How did he know that machine was going to do that?
Yeah, he didn't know Zoltar was going to do that.
Yeah, it was a fucking novelty shop fucking gift he bought.
Yeah.
That being said, his behavior as the movie goes on makes it very clear, oh, no, there's something wrong with him, too.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him is his own obsession. So the movie is about obsession.
The movie's totally about
angle.
obsession from every angle. One of the things I really liked about this movie, hey kitty, is that that girl goes so crazy so fast.
Yes, that's ultimately what I love the most about this movie is how buck wild it goes.
Yeah.
She's not just your normal crazy girlfriend in a movie.
No.
She's doing absurd fucking shit, like the weird like goblin walk she does at one point, where she's like almost like pretending to be like his sleep paralysis demon or something. I don't know how else to describe it. Like she's doing some unhinged shit that make it very clear that she is straight up possessed. Whatever is inside her, whether it's a demon or a djinn or some sort of thing.
Some other thing is happening.
It is messing with her on a deep level and she is not in control. But the other thing I really loved about this movie, on top of all that, is the movie also has these just truly heartbreaking moments where like the real Nikki breaks through.
Oh, yeah.
For like a brief moment. And you can tell that what she's going through, she's cognizant of, and it is excruciating for her. Like she is essentially trapped in her own personal hell as long as this is going on.
Yes.
Which makes you even more mad at Bear as the movie goes on, because you're like, Jesus Christ, man, you did this to her. Like you may not have intended for this outcome.
Yeah, but you gotta do something.
But you gotta do something about this. The other thing I love about this movie is that it is actually incredibly funny.
Yeah.
It's dark, it's heartbreaking, it's fucked up, it's brutal, especially when you get to the third act.
Yeah.
Once you get to the third act, shit just gets fucking messy. But it's also so darkly hilarious. Some of the weird fucking things possessed Nikki does, I'm gonna have in my brain forever. And every time I'm going to think back to it, I'm going to laugh my ass off. You know what it's like? It's like a demon took over her body and then had to learn how to be human.
Yeah, had to learn how to do this thing it's supposed to do.
You know, and then would do things that a demon would do to someone they love, but is really fucked up if you're a human.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like how like a cat, to use a cat as an example, will like bring you a mouse. Like, yes, this is for you. I love you.
I love you. Have a dead animal.
You know, it makes for scenarios that are both fucked up, but also really fucking funny. This is one of the funniest horror movies of the year, but it's also one of the most fucked up, dark, and mean-spirited.
It's mean. It is a mean movie. That is
100%
thing to remember.
100%. Everyone in this movie, despite them all kind of being assholes, who kind of had it coming. There's a lot of comeuppances.
Yeah, there were a lot of comeuppances.
Despite that, I still kind of felt bad for all of their outcomes, because even though they were dicks, like, I don't know if they deserve that. You know what I mean? But yeah. Fucking obsession. I am utterly obsessed with this movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. I would consider it one of my favorite horror movies of the year. Well worth the hype that it has garnered. So go check it out in theaters. And we're going to move on to the spoiler section so that we can talk about what the fuck happened with that cat.
Yeah. All right, so the first thing that happens with the cat is that Nikki digs it up and gives it like this little weird ceremony in the middle of the kitchen floor.
Yeah, almost like a ritual.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like a ritual that you brought like a dead animal as like the centerpiece.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. That's not the first thing that happens with the cat. The first thing that happens with the cat, Bear accidentally left his drugs out and the cat ate the drugs
and died.
He had like some Oxycontin or some shit.
Yeah.
That the cat got into and the cat died. And this happens before the possession ever happens.
Yeah.
So this is just Bear being a bad cat dad. Or at least a negligent cat dad. it's still in the realm of when you're really feeling for Bear, because like
that's not something you think is going to happen.
That's not something you think is going to happen. It's a shitty thing that happens to you. It's a tragedy. People have lost pets through accidents and whatnot, and coming home and like, why did you do that, kitty? So when he's like crying on the bed over it, it's something that you both feel, but also the cut there was actually really funny when it cuts to him crying. You could tell that the people who made this also made a bunch of sketch comedy on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Because some of the cuts in this movie have that vibe, like a sketch comedy punchline. But you feel for him in that. But then when fucking she gets possessed and she digs him up and does that fucking like weird ritual, which again feels like one of those like, I love you, here's this thing. And I guess if you were a demon,
here's your cat again.
I guess if you're a demon, this would be perfectly fine. But like the possession forgot that Nikki is not that.
Yeah.
And it even draws attention to the fact that the creature inside of her does not actually know everything Nikki knows and feels. It literally has these moments where it's just like, oh yeah, that's right, I didn't lose a cat, you lost a cat.
Your cat died.
Like it's trying to keep track of all these fucking things. But the second thing she does is the thing that I think is going to be the most fucked up thing people are going to remember from this movie.
Cooks the cat.
She cooks the cat and has him taste test it, because they have this whole exchange about him wanting to be like a food critic.
Yeah.
And like eat food and all that stuff. So she cooks the cat for him, packs it in his lunch so that he could eat it and taste test it and tell her how cat tastes.
And then she wants his feedback.
Yeah. Which is so fucked up. It's so fucked up. This is how you know it's beyond just a normal, like, crazy girlfriend story.
Yeah.
This is complete demon possession. Like, Nikki is not home anymore.
No, she's done. She's gone.
Which is made even more obvious by the moments in which Nikki on the inside comes to the surface and has these like moments where like she's kissing him and then like wakes up, screams, and like backs up away from him and freaks him out. And it's the real Nikki. It's the real Nikki having that moment of cognizance and being like, oh shit, where the fuck am I? Why am I here? What's going on? And these scenes escalate over the course of the movie. A little bit later, it ends up happening and she ends up actively trying to kill herself when she gains cognizance and like starts stabbing herself with a fucking broken bottle. There's a point in which Bear is trying to sneak out of the bedroom that they live in because she's moved in with him.
Yeah, and he is now like kind of afraid of her.
He's now afraid of her. He's reached the point where he's trying to find a way out of this scenario by the time this happens. Nikki on the inside talks through the sleeping body that's laying next to him because the demon is asleep. So she can finally talk, and she's basically begging him to kill her because obviously whatever she's going through on the inside is just pure torture. She's essentially in hell. And that is also highlighted later on in the movie. Actually, I think this might have happened before this. He goes and calls the One Wish Willow Company to try to find a way out of what's happening.
Yeah.
And the One Wish Willow Company ends up asking him if he wants to talk to Nikki, talk to the real Nikki.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to say to that, but they end up connecting him to the real Nikki, who's just screaming like she's a tortured soul in hell.
My favorite part of that phone call is still, so you wish to cancel your wish. Well, this is one thing where the guy does something fucked up.
This is actually the moment where I realized, oh, no, Bear, you might be irredeemable.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, I'm like, Bear could, by the end of this movie, redeem himself.
Yeah, because a lot of things that he is doing are clearly motivated by fear.
Motivated by fear, and there's also like some plausible deniability of stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
But even still, I want to point out that even if he doesn't believe Nikki's possessed and thinks that Nikki is either on drugs or losing her mind, him still sleeping with her under those conditions is still pretty fucked up.
Very questionable.
Very questionable.
So he's like, I want to alter this wish, and the guy on the other end of the phone's like, yeah, we don't really do that.
Well, the thing is, first off, the guy asks, oh, do you want to cancel your wish?
You want to cancel your wish?
And he's like,
I want to alter it.
No, I want to alter it. That was the moment where I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know how redeemable you are, because in that moment, it's clear to me that Bear doesn't actually care about Nikki's agency as much as he thinks he does.
Right.
because he doesn't want to cancel the wish. He just wants to alter it so that she's no longer ruining his life.
Yeah, and the whole reason this scene exists is so that you, the audience, know this.
Yes.
Because he's like, no, I want to alter the wish. Yeah, we don't really do that. Okay, well then I'll cancel it. Yeah, we don't really do that.
We don't really do that.
Well, then why didn't you offer it? I love how it just treats Bear like he's the biggest inconvenience.
When he was like buying the one
when
wish
he buys
roll.
it, you know, they're still like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude. Get out of here. Yeah,
take your thing that grants you your wish and get out of here.
When he goes in to try to get a second one, to try to find a way to like make another wish, but he can only make one wish.
Yep.
And the guy there is just like, you're just bringing bad vibes in here, man. What are you doing? It's just like, you made a bad wish. Oh, whatever. Boo-hoo. That's on you. Like, and every single level of this is just not giving a shit about the customer.
Yeah, just doesn't care at all, you know?
You know, I'm just like, okay, that's probably the realest thing in this whole movie.
Yeah.
It's how much they just don't give a shit about the results of their product. There's like this like almost background lore there implying that other people have been making wishes and we're just not seeing those movies.
Yeah.
The guy he fucking goes to in that scene even says, like, I already made my wish. I can't fucking make a wish for you.
You? Yeah.
So he has to go find someone, and he finds his friend and tries to get him to fucking, like, make the wish. But the guy, like, in the last minute just asks for $1 billion and starts raining from the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, money starts raining from the sky, you know?
His best friend, Ian, is one of the most fascinating characters in the movie for me because he is a complete dick.
Yes.
He is also a very bad friend.
Yeah. Because we find out that he's already been fucking Nikki.
Yes. So he's been fucking Nikki this whole time while also actively trying to like help his friend get with Nikki, but also kind of trying to sabotage it along the way too.
Yeah, he's like low-key trying to wreck it.
So he's a completely shitty friend in that regard. However, the moment something is wrong with Nikki, he's the only one in that scenario who's actually going like, no man, this is actually fucked up. Like she is clearly, something's wrong in her head. It is fucked up for you to be with her right now.
Yeah.
Now that could be because he selfishly wants to be with her himself, but we don't necessarily know that. But at the end of the day, like he actually shows more care for her agency at that point than fucking
Bear does.
Bear does. Even though he's the dude who admits to basically negging her into sleeping with him. You know? It's also worth noting that Nikki actually gives Bear an opportunity to straight up ask
her out.
Now, that we don't
not ask her out, but tell her like how he feels.
Exactly. Which essentially would be like a de facto asking out, because however she responds to that would determine what happens next.
Exactly.
Right? Like if she says I like you too, well then they're probably going to start a relationship. But if she says no, I only like you as a friend Bear, or I only like you as a brother Bear, then that relationship would, end there. Yeah. Well, I mean, that romantic relationship.
Yeah, that possibility is. That it's the moment where the possibility is either on or off.
There is a thing later on where we find out that the girl that likes Bear told Ian that Nikki only likes Bear like a brother.
Yeah.
Now that could be true.
That could be true, but who knows?
But we also don't know if she's just saying that because she likes Bear.
Yeah.
And she's also trying to play a little game there. We don't know.
Right.
So all the characters kind of have their own motivations and their own fuckery or whatever. But that being said, Sarah probably gets one of the most brutal deaths in the movie.
Oh my God. So she and Bear are in a conversation in a car. It's what would be the meet cute, right?
Yeah, because they've been friends since fucking high school. She's been trying to get into college so that she can go to art school for
to be a tattoo artist.
Artist. Yeah, she's trying to get to tattoo school essentially. And she's got the last fucking mail from the last place she sent fucking application for. They have this really cute scene where it looks like in a romantic comedy, this will be the scene where they kiss.
Yes.
This will be the scene where he realizes, oh, I shouldn't be with Nikki. I should be with you. You're the real thing.
Yeah.
Nikki's just the idea I have in my head, but you're the real thing.
And that's the moment Nikki just runs up to the car and starts killing her.
Smashes through the window, puts a brick on the steering wheel, and smashes her face into the steering wheel repeatedly. This goes for like 15 seconds of bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And I found out later, that's the cut version that they had to cut so they didn't get NC-17.
What I love about it is a jump scare that turns into a laugh really fast.
Yes. Whoa, shit. jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up. The initial smashing.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to smash 10, you're just like, this is so fucked up. And now you're laughing. Yeah.
I
do feel bad for that character, though, because even if she was lying about, like, the liking you only like a brother thing, she does the least bad things in this movie.
Yeah. That's not something you deserve to have your face caved in for.
No.
know?
Definitely not. Jesus fucking Christ. Though I will say this. She didn't seem that concerned about the mental state of Nikki, despite just watching Nikki, like, stab herself in the face.
True.
But that's the thing. That's the thing I like about this movie. Even though I do feel like there's a point in which Bear is definitely in the wrong, I still never hated anybody in the movie. Ultimately.
No,
I still kind of understood where they were coming from as characters.
Yeah. There are a lot of characters you don't necessarily like by the end of it. You wouldn't hang out with them, but hate would be way too much.
I would never hang out with that Ian dude. He was way too much of a douche.
No fucking way.
He was such a fucking douche.
No
to the point where I'm like,
way.
why do you hang out with this guy? But at the same time, I also recognize that Bear is the introvert friend to the extrovert friend. And if he wasn't friends with that guy, he wouldn't do anything. He would just stay at home and do nothing.
Yes.
So that guy's the reason why he's even fucking hanging out with Nikki and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know?
So at this point, you probably want to know how the movie ends.
Oh, what a mean ending.
Whoa.
What a mean ending. Everybody gets their just desserts.
Yeah. Bear is trying to kill himself, but he's... I don't want to get too down on the guy for not being able to kill himself.
I'm not going to knock him for having a hard time shooting himself in the head. I think anybody who wasn't immediately suicidal would struggle with that. Even people who are suicidal struggle with it.
Yes.
You know?
Right. But while he's like struggling with it, he decides he's going to use pills.
Same pills that killed the cat, which is almost poetic.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like, oh, these are the pills that my cat died with, and now I'm going to kill myself with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like a full circle thing, which actually kudos to Curry Baker as a screenwriter.
Yes.
That is some great seed planting there.
Yes. But while that's happened, it's obvious that what happens is that Nikki finds one of the willows.
Yep.
And what she wishes for is that he loves her the way she loves him.
Yep. So he's already taken the pills. He comes out and the two of them embrace, but then he starts to keel over and die because of the pills he overdosed on.
Yeah.
And then the real Nikki wakes up to find not only him fucking dead in front of her, but also Ian with a bullet hole in his head because
she shot him.
Possessed Nikki shot him earlier in the scene. And also she is covered in blood and piss and shit and also wearing Sarah's clothes.
Yes.
And she just starts crying.
Dang. Because what do you do at that point?
What do you do at that point?
And then we pan down and the romantic music plays with its credits.
There's an exchange earlier on in the movie between Bear and Nikki before everything goes to shit, where Nikki mentions that there's a difference between a romance and a love story.
Yeah.
And I love that the ending of this movie highlighted a difference.
Yeah.
This is ultimately a love story, but it's not a romance.
Not a romance.
It's so fucked up, but it's so good. Highly recommend Obsession, but not for the faint of heart. Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on various social media platforms, but these days I primarily use Blue Sky, so follow me on there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages, and remember, if you go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag perfect sandwich.
Perfect sandwich.
If you've not seen the movie and you see that hashtag, you're going to be like, what the fuck? If you've seen the movie, you're going to be like, what the fuck? It's the perfect hashtag for that reason. The perfect hashtag. Work that into your comment below, and peace out, my fellow gorehounds.